Hello, I'm Ariana Garfola with Volcano Island Haven, and I'm here today to talk with Zoli Althea Browne. Zoli, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming to talk with me today and to share a little bit about your treatments that you've been receiving with Derek and to share a little bit about your journey of health and wellness and of healing. So, why don't you start by telling me how long you've been working with Derek?
This is the second month that I chose to work with him. Um, I'd like to think that I'm pretty knowledgeable in these areas, but I didn't expect to have happen what happened when he started working on me. I have maintained a peace of mind that's very deep and different than anything that I've worked with. I work with a field of the paranormal. I'm a medium, I'm a demonologist. And so I get affected by many things.
Mm-hmm.
And the physical world can be difficult for people like myself. Luckily, I'm married to a 6'4" Delta Force operator, big Bubba guy, who is very grounding to me. But my health journey has been difficult, as has so many people. But I think with Derek, what he does is he goes and he cleans out the cobwebs. He cleans out spaces that we are unable to do so with homeopathy, allopathy, natural medicine. This is different. He works with subspace frequency. And so it is not the physical world, it is the unseen world, which in my line of work, and there are no experts in my field, but we say there's about 97% of it that's unseen. And so he is able to access much of that. And Derek says he's not a channel, he's not a medium. He is more what I would call more of a physical medium in the sense that he can access the physical process. So I attuned very well to what he was doing. I became enamored with the processes. I felt when he was working on me. I've had a difficulty with thyroid since age 14 with Hashimoto's. And it reached a point, because I'm almost 70, that the immune system breaks down naturally. We're supposed to get old. Thank you. You can't get enough whatever, but we're going to get old. But to live a natural, better life, we need help. And so what he did, he went in and he worked with the thyroid gland, which is the fifth chakra, which is also the vocal cords. He found things that I didn't know were there. And it's just a very subtle shift. That's the only way to explain it. It's very subspace frequency to me. It's similar to using perhaps indigo biofeedback machine. It's similar to getting a Reiki treatment in the sense that things clear out. The physical world is very dense, and my health processes have been very affected by the physical world. But I'm enamored with what he's doing. I recommend his work. It's not right for everybody. Nothing is, but I'm a fan. And after the first month, there were still some areas I wanted to clean up. So we decided to do a second month. And it's almost as though things get quieter and deeper. It's the only way that I can explain it. What can I answer? What questions might you have?
That's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. It's wonderful to hear that Derek's work has resonated with you. So had you tried a lot of other modalities, a lot of other things to seek out healing before you found Derek? And how did you end up finding Derek and working with him?
I found him on the internet. I prayed over it and I intuited. And I saw him on the internet and there was a light around it, but that's just the way I work. I have tried almost everything that you can think of: allopathic, homeopathic, radionic, Rife machine, everything, prayer, meditation, with the plethora of issues that I've had to deal with. My digestive system, my microbiome was totally out of whack. I was fed a lot of antibiotics growing up outside of Birmingham, Alabama, which was the Pittsburgh of the South, a lot of heavy metals. And I got pneumonia every year. It has been an interesting journey. My journey has not been as difficult as many other people. And I don't know what else to say except he's the real thing. I had worked with a couple medical intuitives before. I was not impressed. I felt that they could not access honestly what I needed. No names mentioned, but he's real. And I've got 4 PhDs in the area of paranormal research. Maybe that means if I'm really smart, I just need one. But I'm also autistic. And so I got the degrees so I can look at the wall, and nobody comes here. I've got a me wall. I've got all my degrees up there so I can see. But the autism also, he has worked on that, cleared some of the brain fog. Female autistics are rarely diagnosed until much later in life because we're verbal. But it took me a long time to learn to see people's faces and know that there are different facial expressions. I was an awful child. Kids hated me, rightfully. I was very strange. I was very weird. But I had a good life. It wasn't that I didn't have a good life. So he has gone in and he has tweaked some of these edges. I'm not saying that he can help anybody with autism. I don't know how all of that works. But with the mind and the body and the spiritual issues that I have dealt with, I was very surprised that he was able to access some of the spiritual issues that I didn't expect to have any help with. And it's kind of like icing on the cake.
Wow, that's really fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that. So you can tell a big difference in your life now since working with Derek from the way that you felt before you started working with him.
Yes, and it's important to know that my friends and family noticed a difference in my peace of mind. But healing takes time. The physical world is very dense. And I think it's important to let people know that do not expect, poof, you're healed. Some people may have immediate healings because things are sitting on the surface ready to be healed. But more than likely, it's a slow burn. And the body itself, it's like peeling an onion. The outer levels will heal first, you go to the inner. And some of them, I've had issues. I've had 2 hip replacements and I've had issues with one. It's better, but that is something that is structural that I really don't expect to heal. It is better, but I think that the time and space continuum is very apparent in the healing world. So tell people to be patient with it and to really feel what's happening. And when he finishes working with me, it's like a time release capsule. I think that I will get more and more rolling little bits of healing happen because my body now understands that and the roadblocks have been cleared away.
Wow, that's really wonderful. Thank you for sharing that as well. So is there anything else you're feeling led to share? Anything about the process of what it's actually like working with Derek? So he doesn't tell you, he doesn't have scheduled appointment times. He's working on you whenever and then letting you know afterwards. What's your experience with that been like?
When Derek and I talked at first, he said because of the work I do in my sensitivity, that I would probably feel it when he was working on me. And my feelings that I would get would be exhaustion. It's as though all of my attention in my body said, we're going to go in now. So I would just stop. If I'm gardening, I would just sit down, go, wow, this is interesting. He worked on me 3 days a week, usually on the same days. So I really wasn't expecting it. But when it would happen, I thought, oh, he's working on me. I think it's going to be different for a lot of different people. My husband, for example, if Derek is working on him, he might not feel it. He is more earth-oriented. That is his job. That is his work. Mine is I'm a intuitive. I'm out there. I have more trouble on the earth. My husband might have a little more trouble doing this. I don't know. I don't know. There's surprises all the time. Oh, honey, no, I just send blessings to anyone that's hurting out
Oh,
there, and to say that some sort of healing is always possible and probable. But thank you for the opportunity of saluting Derek and hoping that other people can get the same benefits.